Hey everyone, this was a terrible day, but a very interesting day nonetheless. We decided to train after we had a big, huge snowstorm, which knocked out all of the power in the city I live in and the city next door. They didn't plow my road, but my basement flooded due to the no power. Had to get a generator, had to plow myself out, kept getting stuck. But Glenn decided to come over in the middle of the day with his four-wheel drive, and we went out to Home Depot to buy some stuff, as well as do a lighting upgrade.
Alright, this is the new lighting in the gym. See here, pretty well lit everywhere now. Oh hey, it's me. And back to Glenn. What do you think, Glenn?
That's alright.
So due to spending a lot of time putting up the new lights, we ended up only having time for bench, which worked out since it was supposed to be a squat deload anyways. And what we decided to do was some pin presses. This is for you, Richard. And we were using bands instead of chains, obviously, as we have no chains. And you'll see throughout this workout we're using different color bands, and the pins in the bottom of the rack there, those will change all over the place. We're playing with all sorts of different tension. So this blue band here is a 50-pound band. We have it double looped over the bar, and I would say it's a good amount of tension, even with only the 2 plates on there, so 135 pounds. It was quite a challenge to do that. Now these green bands are also double wrapped, and they are each 65 pounds. So that's 15 pounds more per band. Again, I don't have anything to measure the tension of the band, but it was very tricky. You can see Glenn shaking all over the place. I can say that I think the bands are very challenging for working on speed, but I would much rather have chains because you're going to have less of the likelihood of it coming back and slamming into you. But since we're doing pin press, it's not that dangerous and it's not going to be that big of a deal. You can see us kind of shaking side to side and being unstable there. And you will notice there I'm having trouble. Speed is a very big weak point for me, so that's why I wanted to work on this, and it just killed me. Glenn was significantly better at this workout than me, and as I mentioned, he is pretty much back to full strength in his pressing as far as the bench goes. Might need a little bit more in the overhead, but the bench and the overhead correlate fairly well. And you can see there we've got the blocks my brother made set up to do some spotting with now, and they worked awesome. I can't recommend enough that you get something for a spotter to stand on so that they have a little bit of height and they can basically deadlift the bar off of you as opposed to try and curl it, which doesn't necessarily work very well. And I have no idea what set we're in here. You can notice we're keeping the sets to 3 reps. We're just doing triples, and that's because after you do 3 reps, you're going to slow down anyways. For me, I'm slow on rep 1, so it really doesn't make that much of a difference. I mean, look at that. That is just so slow. And now we upped the weight on the bar by 20 pounds, so it's now 155 pounds on the bar, plus the 65 pounds band. And we haven't moved the pegs yet, so it's still double wrapped with quite a bit of tension. I want to say that that's pretty much the most the band can offer, if not more. I don't know how exactly they figure that out, but it is double wrapped as opposed to a single tension on the band. Glenn did pretty well there. And this is where the workout just goes to crap for me. I don't know if not sleeping and not having power and having to play with the flood and being out in the snow all day had anything to do with it. Not that I'm making excuses, guys. Yeah, okay. But I did not do well at all. And look at that. Just having to be bailed out by Glenn now. Oh, and I didn't mention this, but let me know if you guys have noticed in the video how much better is the video quality. I did decide to buy a camcorder and spent a little bit of money on that. It has a lot more space, so it's a lot more convenient for me. It does have some zoom and stuff. We may be playing with that, but I did upgrade to a camcorder from the phone. Now this video is not recorded in the maximum settings. I didn't really play around with that, so I'm not too concerned about that yet. I'm hoping it'll be a little bit better when I do up the camera. I think that's going to be 2 or 3 workouts from now. But how's the lighting look? How's the picture look? I know that this channel has not been very good with terms of lighting and video quality, but doing what I can. Now you'll see we really took the band pegs out different, and we're using a single loop now. So we upped the weight on the bar to 2 plates or 225, and wasn't quite happy with this particular setup right here because there was no band tension at the bottom, but it started really quickly as you went up. You could see Glenn just struggling there. So for me, I just had to press through that. After the first one, it just got into a better position for me. Felt significantly better on the second rep. And this just goes to show my speed is bad, but I'm a little bit stronger in terms of pushing the actual weight than I am with speed. Then we adjusted the band pegs again on this set right here, and Glenn definitely did significantly better because he didn't get pinned. It's a big difference, right? And he's just really rocking this entire workout, making me look bad. Again, I don't know if the snow and having no power had anything to do with it. It might have. And I think at this point he has just officially beaten me at the entire workout, and I'm not doing that for it. And for this last set here with the green and the 225, I did widen it from the set that Glenn just did. Tried to get it to have at least some tension at the bottom, and this definitely made the top harder, but it wasn't quite as difficult as when the bands were double looped. But I definitely think that this is a little bit better for me because it's not so demanding at the top, and it's not just going to come back down on me, and it's going to allow me to work on pressing, and I think the other way will help me on speed. But we decided to go ahead and try some close grip work, as though our triceps weren't getting enough from this entire workout. And Glenn there in the first rep, he kind of pushed it towards his belly, which isn't going to work. So I just told him to push it towards me. The second attempt went up really fast for his first rep. His second rep went up really good. And his third rep, he decided that was enough. His triceps were done. And I was kind of surprised by that. But then I tried it, and look at that. I just have nothing left, and I'm just done at this point with the triceps. But we decided, you know what, let's just see how we can do in the reps. And Glenn cleaned a little bit. You can see there the broom is on the side of the rack. I'm going to have to talk to him about positioning props. That was in the shot. Really professional, Glenn. Way to go. We spent all this money on lights, get a new camera, and then you go and put a broom right in the middle of the shot of benching. Whew. Benching and brushing the floor do not mix. Shouldn't be together. But this was surprisingly difficult. At this point, it is only 185 pounds. And I do apologize for not putting any of this stuff in kilograms. But it just really, with the bands and everything else, I didn't even want to try and attempt to figure that out. Because I honestly have no idea how much the band tension was. And this was the workout that I really decided I needed to fix my bench grip. Everything just felt terrible. I did one more workout playing around with it, and it just did not work. But I've got something showing up where I think I figured it out. As always, go lift something heavy. Thanks for watching.